On offense, their defense has played pretty well. The Bucs defense, and as Drew has expounded upon in the first half, playing for their defensive coordinator Wayne Fontes, hoping that a good, strong defensive effort consistently over the next 3 games will help his chances with Mr. Culverhouse, whom you just heard from. So we've got 30 minutes left to go in regulation. We say regulation because these two teams have a battle going on, and they've got a history of overtimes. Their last 2 games have gone into OT, including that 30 to 27 Green Bay win down in Tampa Bay back in September. There is the kicker out of Clemson and Nigeria, Obed Ariri. And he will spot it at the 35. The Packers will get the ball back. They have deployed Del Rogers 35 and Phil Epps 85 back in the end zone. And I am sure that Forrest Gregg, a man of few but very well-chosen words, had some strong words for his Packers, certainly the offensive performance, after the first 30 minutes. He said football is a game of aggression. Winners are tough people, tough-minded. And when he came over and took over the Packers, he said this team is not innerly tough. You have to change things around, and he had a tough approach, and it opened up some eyes. Low line drive kick taken by Del Rogers. Dances to the 25, the 30, and is chopped down at the 33-yard line. Dwayne Dixon, who had a rather unusual catch when Garcia had some footing problems, the man that made the tackle for Tampa Bay. Next Sunday, the National Football League doubleheader on CBS Sports. In the first half of our doubleheader, you see the New York Giants against the St. Louis Cardinals, or the Green Bay Packers against the NFC Central Division champion Chicago Bears. Then, in the second half, the game. You played in so many of them, the Skins and the Cowboys.
What a rivalry. Every time these two teams meet, especially at this time of year, something's always at stake. And this year happens to be first place in the NFC East. 1st
and 10 for the Packers. You saw the eyes of Lynn Dickey. Eddie Lee Ivory dances to the outside and is hammered down at the 34. You know, going back to that Skins-Cowboys game, they get ready for that, about 2 weeks. The Redskins have had 10 days to rest up. Dallas, of course, having a pretty good struggle with Philadelphia. Last score we saw was 7-3 Cowboys.
Well, that's a big break for the Redskins to play last Thursday night to win the football game, win it big, get their players rested, 10 days rest. Good time to get prepared for the Cowboys, so it's going to be a great battle in Texas Stadium, Redskins versus the Cowboys.
Heard the stats on Lynn Dickey in the first half. He just upped it by 1. Ray Krause out of the backfield, but he is way shy of first down yardage as he crosses the 40. He needed to get up to the 44. Scott Brantley, 5th-year pro out of Florida, 3rd-round pick of Tampa Bay, the first Buck to get there.
Green Bay's going to have to try to get some offense generated here in the second half. Right now they have a 3rd and 4 situation, and this is going to be a big down for them to try to get that momentum going on their side and carry through the second half.
3rd and 4 for the Packers. Epps wide to the right, Lofton to the left, and Gary Ellis, 31's in the backfield with Eddie Lee Ivory. Dickey, Lofton dropped at the 45. That's the second pass that Lofton has had problems with, and the fans starting to get on him. Lofton not having a good game either.
Well, I guess no one's sacred up here in Green Bay because all the great things James Lofton has done for this football team, and he still gets booed here in Green Bay. But there's no way you can get around it. He just dropped that football. You notice James doesn't have the long jersey on the second half or the gloves. He disregarded all that stuff in the second half, and at this point, it still hasn't helped him.
You saw that graphic on Lofton. He's got the current longest consecutive game streak on the Green Bay Packer roster. Their center, Larry McCarron's streak, ended at 162 games last week when he was out because of a stretched nerve. Theo Bell dances across the 30. This is coming back. A good return by Bell inside Green Bay territory, and Scribner, the punter, finally came over and rode him out of bounds. But we'll have to check the penalty against Tampa Bay. Bucs are going backwards. You know, going back to that consecutive game streak while we're on the Packers sideline, you know who's got the longest consecutive game streak for the Green Bay Packers?
No, who's that?
Their coach, Forrest Gregg, 187 straight.
Well, Larry McCarron almost got that record. I think he went 162 straight games before he had to miss last week's game with the injury.
Let's see if we can pick up
illegal block from behind. Number 20 receiving team during the return. 1st and 10.
Well, that's one way to get your punt return man sprung, is to block from behind. But there, Theo Bell kind of waits for the action to happen. and then he makes his move inside.
Michael Morton, the culprit right there. You saw the flag. He was number 20. So it backs the Bucks up. They'll start now the third quarter. Adger Armstrong in a wing right. Kevin House out wide to the left. Backpedaling is Steve DeBerg. Goes to James Wilder. Goes down low and comes up with a good catch and falls down at about the 18-yard line. Wilder having a big day rushing and receiving. Looks like he's got a white glove on the left hand, and I can't tell if he's wearing a glove on that right hand or not, or if that's just mud.
It's probably just mud, but a lot of times at halftime in a situation like this, you're playing in a wet field, a muddy field, teams will change uniforms at halftime, especially your wide receivers or running backs, where I see Tampa Bay and most of the Green Bay players have elected to stay in their same uniforms.
Second down and 9 for the Bucks, and there goes Wilder around the right side with a convoy. Across the 20-yard line up to about the 23. Tom Flynn came over and went down low, which is about the only way you can bring James Wilder down. But good blocking by Wilson, Bujnak, and Heller. Watch 50, 77, and 73 going to the right.
And also watch number 46, Adger Armstrong. He does a great job of kicking Mark Lee out. Wilder cuts up inside, and you see the blocking there by his offensive line. And James Wilder, he certainly knows what to do when he gets that little bit of running room.
Did you see the hit that Flynn put on Wilder and drove him backwards? Tommy Flynn, 41, is just 6 feet and 195 pounds, and he took Wilder on head-to-head. 3rd and 5. Blitz is on. DeBerg's in trouble and unloads. In the flat at the 25, 2 yards shy of first down yardage is James Wilder in the grasp of number 59 for the Green Bay Packers, Johnny Anderson. So the Packer defense is stiffened, and Frank Garcia, who put the thrill back into the punting game earlier this afternoon, will come out again. Packer defense played a pretty good first half.
Well, they certainly did. The time they spent on the football field, they did a good job, even though Tampa moved the ball regularly, and James Wilder had a great first half. They still only had 7 points on the scoreboard, and that's the bottom line.
Good kick by Garcia. It backs Flynn up to the 29-yard line. Looks for blockers, and nobody's home. Excellent special teams coverage by Danny Spradlin, the reserve linebacker out of Tennessee. So the Pack starts 1st and 10 from inside their own 30-yard line. 11:09 left to go in the third quarter. 27 of the Packers. Lynn Dickey will try to get the offense on track. Lofton, mentally not in the game, has had at least 3 drop passes that should have been caught. Not a good omen. Epps goes out wide to the left, and the lone running back is number 31, Gary Ellis. Fake pitch to Ellis. They've got it set up to Epps. Epps dives to the 35, about 3 yards shy of first down yardage. We've been talking about the gloves that some of the players have been wearing. In fact, most of the wide receivers. We thought we'd take a chance to show you those gloves right now with Drew.
Well, this is the type of glove most players are using nowadays. They used to come out with the leather gloves. It was a problem when they got wet, so they went to the scuba glove. And this is just a rubber glove. It's insulated inside. It's rough grain on the outside. And the most amazing thing about it is the football, when it touches it, it just sticks there. You look at it and you say, how could I catch a football with these things on? But it's amazing you can come up with it.
2nd and 3. Dive play over the middle up near the 37-yard line. Goes number 21, Ray Krause, one of those running rebels out of Nevada, Las Vegas. Interesting that Ray Krause, number 21 for Green Bay, and Melvin Carver, number 28 for Tampa Bay, played in the same high school, junior college, and college team together. They went to Encino High School in Oakland. Carver was a quarterback. Krause was a fullback. They went to Laney Junior College in Oakland. They both split duty at the fullback spot, and also at Nevada, Las Vegas, where Carver was a free agent, signed on with Tampa Bay. Ray Krause went on to Canada before he came back to Green Bay.
That's amazing. I would say they're lifelong buddies.
Kaufman and West, double tight end. 3rd and 1 for the Packers, who are 2 out of 7 on 3rd down conversions. Eddie Lee Ivory, first down and more. At the 47-yard line of Green Bay, Beasley Reese saved a touchdown, but watch the blocking on the left side by Huffman, 74, Drexler, 61, and Hallstrom, 65.
Well, they needed this 1 yard bad because their offense has been struggling throughout the game. You see the blocking by the offensive line for the Green Bay Packers. Also the tight end, Ed West, getting into play. A big hole there for Eddie Lee Ivory as he takes it for the first down.
10:06 left to go. Third quarter. It's been a scoreless game for the Green Bay Packers, whose offense has sputtered left and right. Epps left. Ray Krause chopped down at the 49-yard line. A pickup of about 1. It'll bring up second down and 9. Dave Logan, 76, the nose tackle. And you know, when you play on a team with Hugh Green and Leroy Selman, you're sometimes overlooked, but Dave Logan is a fine football player.
Oh, he's an excellent nose tackle, one of the best nose tackles in the National Football League. And the thing about Dave Logan, he really gets to the quarterback. A lot of times the nose tackle will be in so much traffic that he can't put the pressure on the quarterback. And Dave Logan has 5 quarterback sacks and 20 quarterback pressures. So despite all that traffic, he still gets to the quarterback.
Second and 8 as Dickey backpedals, looks for Kaufman, goes instead to number 25, Harlan Huckleby, who drops the ball at the 40-yard line of Tampa Bay.
Well, that's at least six drop footballs I've seen on the Green Bay side today.
You know what's interesting about it, too? Packers are playing at home. They had a chance to practice in this weather all week long. They're used to this kind of weather. So it's mental mistakes in these drop passes. The Packers, they had that great Monday night game. They threw the ball all night long out in Denver and didn't have any trouble catching the ball.
They have the weapons. They have the offensive attack. They have a great offensive scheme. But, you know, if the players don't come up with the plays, if they don't execute, then all that is for naught.
Dickey bends in on 3rd and 8, slot to the left. Epps is inside, Lofton outside. Comes right back on a crossing pattern to Epps, and Epps has a Green Bay first down. Over the middle in what we have come to refer to this year as the Drew zone, that crossing pattern.
And that's the part of the field that most receivers don't like to go in to catch the football.
Forrest Gregg is not going to like this call.
There is a penalty on the play. They're going to bring it back.
Holding against the Packers.
And that's what really kills your football team. It takes away the continuity of your offense or even the defense, because those penalties.
Holding, number 74, offense.
This penalty.
Repeat, third down.
This penalty in particular is going to take the field position away from Green Bay.
Frustration written all over the face of that man. Huffman was the culprit on the holding call. Ask Forrest Gregg at the Packer practice how you motivate a team coming in with a record of 5-8 in a meaningless game. He grit his teeth a little bit. He said, these men are paid professionals. They will perform or they will be gone. Message got across, didn't it?
That's right.
3rd and 18. Batted up in the air and intercepted at the 27-yard line by John Cannon. 1st and 10 for the Bucs. Cannon deflected the ball and had enough presence to stay on his feet and then pull it down. John Cannon, who's a lifeguard at the Jersey Shore, not far from your old high school.
Number 74, offense, decline, first down,
Watch
Tampa
Cannon.
Bay.
That's his first career interception.
Oh, great catch, great dive. Maybe you have to consider him for a tight end position after making a catch like that.
Another turnover against the Green Bay Packers.
He just overpowered Tim Huffman on the play to get to the put the pressure on the quarterback and knock the pass away and come up with the interception.
You can see on that shot, the center of the football field is just a quagmire here at Green Bay.
Well, a lot of action's been played to this part of the football field, and it's really taking its toll.
Armstrong in motion to the top of your screen. The flea flicker, and the Packers sift it out. That is Robert Brown in his 3rd year out of VPI, a 4th-round pick 2 years ago, and he stayed in his lane.
That time Robert Brown certainly wasn't fooled by the flea flicker, but also was watching the Packer defensive secondary. They had things well covered downfield, but you see Brown take the inside release to get to DeBerg before he can get that ball off on the flea flicker, and that's Brown's 4th sack of the season.
How about Steve DeBerg? He expects to get the ball, look downfield, and see Kevin House streaking downfield. You see a 6'2", 255-pound lineman in your face.
It makes you want to eat that football.
He did. 1st and 22. They ask for a dry ball. I think you leave the ball on the ground.
Yeah, you don't pick the ball up and start asking. You kind of raise and leave the ball there, then ask.
Steve Wilson, the center, number 50, 9-year veteran out of Georgia. He said, wait a minute. He picked the ball up and it cost him 5.
You just kind of raise up, and anyway, you let your quarterback make that type of call. If they can't hear, let the quarterback make that call. The offensive line Should yell something to the quarterback.
Center on the offense, still second down.
Should tell something to the quarterback, make him aware of that, and the quarterback can ask the referee for time to regroup and get the next play off.
Bucks were in good shape. The original line of scrimmage is the 27-yard line of Tampa. They're backed up now at the 44. DeBerg backpedaling in the slot. Unloads, wide open. Inside the 40 is Kevin House, out of bounds at the 30. So he got back a little of the sack and a little of the penalty.
Nice move by Kevin House on the sideline to avoid the contact. Kind of ran out of bounds, stepped out of bounds there, and the two Green Bay defenders ran head on to each other.
The numbers are rapidly disappearing. You see on that shot, we still can make out the yard markers because the NFL requested that they be painted orange or yellow. Wish they'd have done that in the Denver game in the snow.
I don't think it would have made any difference in that situation.
You needed Ron Meyer's snowplow in that game.
Right.
3rd and 12. Motion coming the other way by House. DeBerg unloads, wide open inside the 20. First down by James Wilder. Tempers flaring down at the 40-yard line. Ezra Johnson having words with Glenn Bujnak. Bujnak, of course, trying to keep Ezra, who's about the size of a condominium, off his quarterback.
Well, Tampa Bay's really mixing up their plays well on that play. That time they crossed Gerald Carter and James Wilder, and whoever the defense goes with, that time they went with Carter, left Wilder wide open, and DeBerg spotted him, picked up another first down on the 14.
James Wilder, 5 catches, 34 yards, 23 carries, 87 yards, 112 yards total offense. And here he comes again. Down to about the 12. 2 tough yards in the grasp of Rich Wingo. .17 left to go in this 3rd quarter. The Packers have failed to score in almost 3 quarters of football. Something you don't expect when you got a healthy Eddie Lee Ivory, James Lofton, and Paul Kaufman. 2nd down 8. DeBerg bends in. Kevin House wide to the left. Gerald Carter, top of your screen. Oh, Jimmy Giles was wide open. Bell got the touchdown. Jerry Bell.
Well, he put a move on Con Flynn in that secondary to break open, and DeBerg spotted him.
It was a toss-up. Who was more wide open? Giles in the right corner of the end zone or on the post pattern. Number 82, Jerry Bell. Look from behind DeBerg.
Again, great protection for DeBerg. You see Bell breaking into the pitcher. The beaten Tom Flynn trailing behind. 13-yard touchdown.
Well, what set it up was the play action, and that was the rap on the rookie out of Pittsburgh earlier in the year, that he would bite on the play action. But he's a rookie, and he'll learn. He's got great study habits, great instincts and reads, but that time he made a rookie mistake, and it cost 7 points. Obed Aruri out of the hold of DeBerg. 14-0 Tampa Bay. Let's take another look at Jerry Bell's touchdown catch. DeBerg says, hey, Wilder's got a touchdown toss. I better get one myself.
You see Jerry Bell's release off the line. He takes the outside release. That outside release Tom Flynn thinks he's going to run a corner route. He crosses him up, comes back to the post, catches it for the touchdown. Tampa Bay leads.
Drive after the interception by John Cannon that he created when he deflected the pass by Lynn Dickey. Took only 1 minute 9 seconds. They went 28 yards in 5 plays. 13-yard pass from quarterback Steve DeBerg, who is 17 of 25 for 176 yards. Well, the old fire drill.
Everybody was ready, but nobody kicked the ball. So Betterary, he's trying to get that running start to the football. He's sliding along.
Well, he made a smart move by not kicking the ball because the players would have been offside.
That's right.
Besides, I don't think he would have got all of it, as they say. They got to put mudcocks on Obed. This is a bad kick at the 33-yard line. It gives the Packers great field position. Darryl Jones, the rookie out of Georgia, took that line drive kick. And though Obed Aruri may have seen snow before, before. He's not seen a quagmire.
Well, I think old Bertariri should start considering wearing longer cleats on his plant foot to try to get better brace on his kicks. It seems like he's sliding quite a bit before he kicks that ball, and this is really a dangerous kick because the kickoff return or kickoff coverage people are thinking the ball is going deep, and they're looking it's going to be short, and a lot of times they can, the short kick, they can split the difference there and take it all the way for the touchdown.
19-yard return by the man you saw in that sideline shot, Darryl Jones. So it sets up the Packers in great field position at the 49. Batted down at the line of scrimmage again. John Cannon again.
Well, good thing it was batted down that time because James Lofton ran a inside route on the cornerback Jeremiah Castile, and he was wide open, and Dickey was looking for him.
Watch Logan, Cannon, and Keith Browner, the rookie from USC, from the left-hand side of your screen.
A lot of times you work to get that penetration, but you can't get it. You can't get that pressure on the quarterback, so defensive coaches always teaches their defensive linemen to get those hands up when the quarterback releases that ball. You never know when you're going to come up with a block.
2nd and 10. Play action fake to Eddie Lee Ivory. Dickey unloads. He's got number 85, Phil Epps, in a crossing pattern. And I think Dickey's starting to go away from James Lofton. He said enough of this drop business already. Epps is catching the ball.
Well, they know James Lofton's the man that's going to get them back in this football game. He's the game breaker. So Tampa Bay is really doubling Lofton up. So Lofton's going to become a decoy. And Phil Epps will get the man-to-man coverage like he does here. He works inside. He comes up with the play. Nice pass by Lynn Dickey.
I'm a little surprised the Packers aren't using Paul Kaufman more.
Well, that should open up Kaufman also because they're putting that double coverage on James Lofton. Somebody should be open.
Epps right, Lofton left. Dickey to Eddie Lee Ivory in the flat. Nice move inside the 30, and he barrels forward down to about the 27. So it'll bring up 2nd down. Penalty flags all over the field now. This has been a very spirited game. Big rivalry. The NFC Central, the Packers, the Bucks, they meet twice a year. Their last 2 games have gone overtime. Gordon McCarter had a busy first half. Decides to leave his mic off this time.
Got another controversial call here. Officials are discussing the situation, trying to come up with a solution.
I think if you're a head coach, every call is controversial. So much rides on it.
Well, this year more so than ever I can remember in the National
Both
Football
personal
League.
fouls occurred after the ball was dead. Number 52 on the defense, number 65 on the offense. Penalties offset, 2nd down.
That's that free fight.
Well, it's all right if both sides get caught.
College basketball coming your way next Saturday on CBS Sports. Nevada, Las Vegas, one of the top teams in the West, coming east for a showdown with the top-ranked Georgetown Hoyas of John Thompson. You're going to look along with it. Patrick Ewing, considered by many to be the premier player in college basketball. This, we think, is the first real test for Georgetown this year as they continue their quest to repeat as the national champions. Next Saturday, 1 o'clock Eastern Time, here on CBS Sports. Wide open is Kaufman, and that's a Green Bay first down at the Tampa Bay 10. I said the tight end. Kaufman's just got, I think he's got the best hands on the club.
Well, he probably does. He's best tight end best hands of any tight end in the National Football Conference for sure. But there's a defensive secondary. It's going to be his own defense. You see the 3 deep playing across the field. And Kaufman works between the linebackers and the deep part of the zone. And Lynn Dickey just finds him. Picks up a big first down. Ball on the 10-yard line.
Dickey now 11 of 24 for just 104 yards. But if he can get the Packers in the end zone, we've still got 5:05 left to go in the 3rd quarter. And we've got a football game. Motion across. That's Epps. Underneath, inside the 5-yard line. And a great effort by Kaufman. I mean, he took that one right off his ankles.
I can't believe he caught that ball. Great catch.
Either can Tampa Bay.
Lynn Dickey was going back, dropping back. He almost fell on the play. Was able to get the ball off. You see Kaufman taking the inside release, gets a good chuck there by the linebacker, but he works off of that chuck right inside. Looks like pass interference, but the ball goes right past Jeff Davis, the linebacker, and Kaufman comes up with great concentration to make the catch.
I don't know about that.
It was questionable.
I saw a little turf.
Well, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Saw a little mud. Inside to Eddie Lee Ivory. Touchdown, Green Bay.
And the fans respond.
Watch the blocking on the right side by Ron Hallstrom, number 65. He's the right guard. The right tackle is Greg Cook, blocking left side of your screen.
Hallstrom's a big one in there. He's 6'6", 283. They just create a big hole for Eddie Lee Ivory. He breaks a couple tackles, keeps his balance, and takes it in for the touchdown.
Now look at Ray Krause helping with the call. He had to get out of the way. He said, wait a minute, I'm on your side.
He's the first one to see it, the first one to call it.
Out of the hold of Bucky Scribner, the punter. Al Del Greco will try to make it a 7-point Packer deficit. Long way to go. 19 minutes left to go. We'll take another look at that 4-yard touchdown run by Eddie Lee Ivory. The only score for the Packers so far from ground level. Again, the blocking by Cook and Hallstrom down low. The Pack is back. They have crept back to within 7. And Green Bay back in this football game, trailing by just 7 points. Let's see if Del Greco fares any better than Ariri. Not really. Footing is very treacherous in the middle of the field, and both kickers, Drew, can't seem to find the handle when they get to the ball. You might see the punters come in on kickoffs. Next week on CBS Sports, on Saturday, a special edition of the NFL Today. Preceding that Vikings game against the San Francisco 49ers, the NFL Today will take a special look at football, the state of the game, as it relates to television coverage over the years, the officials, the problems they've had with some inconsistencies. Should there be an instant replay? Brent Musburger takes a look at the state of the game. It all starts with the NFL Today, 3:30 Eastern Time.
There is no foul. We will pick up the flag. We're pushing it back by the kicking team that's perfectly legal.
No foul, says Gordon McCarter. Well, we've got a second. When we take a look at the state of the game, there'll be a special CBS Sports New York Times poll of the fans. They'll have a chance to react. I think the questionnaire had 35 or 40 questions on it, so it's going to be a very interesting feature, and it's next Saturday, special edition of the NFL Today. So we hope you join Brent, Herb, the Greek, and all before that 49er Viking game. Over the right side, approaching the 35-yard line, goes Adger Armstrong. I want to go back to that Tampa Bay, or the Green Bay drive for just a second, because I think it tells you an awful lot about Forrest Gregg and the character of this football team. Tampa Bay takes a 14-0 lead. The Packers go 49 yards in 6 plays and use up only 2:42 on the clock with a drive of their own. They could have folded up their tent.
Easily could have folded. They're in a situation where, you know, they're not playing for anything, not in the playoffs or division titles or anything. It would have been easy for the players, the Packer football team, to give up and say, hey, let's head for the showers, but they didn't do it. They stuck right there.
Complete at the 46-yard line, and that will be to Gerald Carter. And now they say it is an incomplete catch. Jerry Bell, who has the touchdown reception, comes over to argue, but I've yet to see a player win an argument with an official. Now DeBerg not happy with it either. He said, wait a minute. Steve DeBerg, you know, it's interesting that the Broncos are rooting for Steve DeBerg to do very well since he came to Tampa Bay. Let's take a look and see if this is a catch or not.
Again, that great protection. DeBerg kind of brings it in there, but the ball's a little short. He just kind of falls on it. Doesn't get his arms underneath it. No catch.
5 defensive backs. Estes Hood, 38 in there now. Fumble the ball. DeBerg in trouble. It looks like a rugby scrum, and the Packers have it. John Henderson, 59, comes out with it, but it, again, Drew, looked like a rugby scrum.
Well, DeBerg lost the snap there in the middle of that field where all the mud is. And he loses it. No one can find it. And Anderson comes up with it. See the ball laying on the turf. DeBerg tries to pick it up. He should have just fell on it. Salvaged the play. No one can find it. Everybody's in the pack. The ball squirts out. And there's John Anderson to pick it up.
So we've got 3:13 left to go, and all of a sudden, the Green Bay Packers, a dramatic comeback. A bad 27 yards away from tying up this game.
Jim, they got the crowd on their side. The crowd has got behind them.
Slot to the right. Lofton outside. Epps is inside. Dickey won't waste time. Over the middle. Epps intercepted by the Bucs. That is Beasley Reese, former New York Giant, known as the Postbuster down Tampa Bay way. That interception not the fault of Lynn Dickey. Off the arms of Phil Epps. Dave Logan putting pressure on Dickey. He's just kicking at the dirt. He is really unhappy as he comes off the field. But watch the ball deflected by Epps.
Well, I think the problem here, Jim, was that Dickey wanted to go outside, but he changed it, goes back inside, but he throws it a little too hard, and Epps just can't hold on to it. But you got to come up with that catch. That's the tip drill. 14-7.
Bird couldn't find the handle, but they got it right back on the next play after that interception by Beasley Reese. James Wilder goes nowhere. The rookie out of Florida State, Alfonso Carricker, came crashing through. Again, he's a man that Forrest Gregg said deserved to be a #1 draft pick.
He's a very aggressive player. A lot of times it's hard to pick up passing moves being a rookie, but he plays the run very well.
You know what he does? He studies film. He takes a projector home and puts in extra time at home.
Well, he's big, 6'6", 260. There's over 9,000 no-shows, and
Smart.
this weather,
Smart.
probably smart.
3 to 7 inches of snow, the forecast, 32 degrees when we kicked off, but that's Packer weather. They were tailgating. They were out here at 8:30 this morning having a good time.
Couldn't believe they were tailgating out here.
Penalty flag is down. Jerry Bell deflected and intercepted by Lewis. Timmy Lewis. This play is still on. He fumbles the ball and then falls on it at the Tampa Bay 34. Now let's check the penalty call. I believe it was motion against Tampa Bay, so the interception should stand. Maybe Robert Brown jumped offside for Green Bay. Let's see.
It's Green Bay.
Oh, boy.
I'm real impressed with Timmy Lewis. He's really come on. Last year I had an opportunity to play against him when he was the #1 draft choice, and the Packers expected so much out of him. The fans expected so much out of him, but he just wasn't comfortable in his position. He was a holdout.
Number 93 defense repeats second down.
He was a holdout before his rookie season, but this year he had a full training camp, and he's really come on, also with the help of Ken Riley, the new secondary coach for the Green Bay Packers. He has great hands for a defensive back.
Let's talk about the influence of Kenny Riley after this snap, because he has really helped that secondary. It's 1st and 11 now. 2nd and 11. Incomplete at the 37-yard line. Looking for Jerry Bell, who has a touchdown catch. Ken Riley, you talked with Forrest Gregg about him on Saturday.
And Ken Riley has been a big addition. 15 years he's played with the Cincinnati Bengals. He's all-pro numerous times. And, you know, Forrest Gregg coached him in Cincinnati. He said he's going to bring this guy over here to Green Bay. And he's been a big influence for the secondary. The secondary is a lot more aggressive. They come up, they play their receivers off the line of scrimmage. Used to be in the past, Green Bay would give you a lot of room in the passing game, but now they play these guys up close to the line of scrimmage, and it really disrupts the offensive passing attacks. And most of it's the responsibility of Ken Riley. He's done a super job.
The Bird bends in now, looking at 3rd and 11, and the way the ball's been going, it's kind of be careful time. Blitz is on. The Bird. Nothing doing. This Green Bay defense is really fired up. Look at Anderson there with Burkett.
Well, things have really changed here in the second half. The momentum has swung to Green Bay's side, and Tampa Bay now can't do anything right, and Green Bay's doing everything right.
And in a precarious position in the shadow of his own end zone is the punter, Garcia. He had one snap sail over his head. He pulled down and passed.
Kind of hold your breath here. You're a Tampa Bay fan.
All the kickers. Place kickers, punters having tough time on the footing. He gets it away, does a little acting job. Flynn says stay away from the ball, so it'll be good field position for the Packers. They will start at the Tampa Bay 47-yard line. The only Green Bay drive went 49 yards. They start now from 47 yards away. And still 1:15 left to go in the 3rd quarter. A long way to go. Keep in mind, these two teams, the last 2 times they've met, have gone to overtime. In the NFC East or the Packers against the Bears. Then everybody gets the game. Skins and Cowboys. Eddie Lee Ivory around that left side, not much doing. Gets maybe back to the 45-yard line for a pickup 2, and that brings up 2nd down and 8 yards to go. Scott Brantley, number 52, in there on the tackle. You want an injury list? How about Scott Brantley this year? He's had injuries to both his knees, both of his shoulders. He's had a finger dislocated, a problem with his nose, a problem with his ear. Even had oil spilled all over his car when he was on the way to the stadium one time, yet he still has started all 13 games. He said hitting is more fun than sitting on the sidelines.
He's second in tackles on this team also for Tampa Bay.
Lynn Dickey wide open is Kaufman. First down inside the 25, inside the 20, inside the 15. Beasley Reese saved a touchdown. Paul Kaufman churned the last 15 yards like a locomotive.
Oh, he's showing why he's an all-pro tight end, one of the best tight ends in the National Football League. And you're going to see Dickey, he's looking downfield for his wide receiver. Just that great time and waits for Kaufman to come across. And watch this, after the run, after the catch, he makes a run. Who's going to bring him down?
Talk about individual effort. Paul Kaufman. That's the end of the 3rd quarter. And Dickey fires inside the 5. Down at the 1-foot line, Bill Epps. A great diving catch.
Great catch and a great throw by Lynn Dickey. Drilled it on the money. Beasley Reese came in the picture to try to knock it away. Watch number 43. Watch him come diving in the picture. Can't come up with the play, and Epps makes the catch on the 1-yard line.
1st and goal from about the half-foot line. Can't get much closer to the goal line without getting a touchdown. Dickey, 14 of 28, 154 yards, and almost his 2nd touchdown. Touchdown, Green Bay.